This episode of Invent America TV is brought to you by America's Inventor Lady and Home Talk USA. Home Talk is a proud member of the King's Broadcasting Network and has been bringing to you the best of America's home-based product innovation since 1998. This segment of Invent America TV is brought to you by the law offices of R.P. Baraska. RPB law offices have been bringing corporate-level legal expertise to the independent inventor community for more than 20 years. For all your inventing legal needs, trust rpblawoffices.com.
Hello, America, and welcome to Invent America, because America invents. Hi, everybody. My name's Rita Crompton, host of Invent America Radio, and sometimes I get to do some separate video, and this is one of those times where we really get to promote the inventor who was on with us last week. So Eric Barnhart with Bumpin Brand, and the inventor, creator, holy cow, wow moment type of stuff. So, Eric, tell everybody what is, and with video, we get to show everybody what Bumpin Brand is. But then we want to know, what was your magic moment? What was that wow inspiration that you had?
Yeah, thank you, Rita. So glad to be on your show. So my name's Eric Barnhart, and I invented the Bumpin Belt, which our company is Bumpin Brands, and the original product that I came up with about 3 years ago was called the Bumpin Belt, and it is a Bluetooth magnetic belt buckle speaker. And there's not another Bluetooth belt buckle speaker in existence that I know of. And where I came up with that idea and how I came up with that idea, my aha moment is I love to play golf. I love to be outside and active. And so I was playing golf with some buddies. One of the gentlemen in our group was very fortunate to play a little Major League Baseball. And we typically, when we go out, we listen to a little bit of music in our golf cart, portable speaker. And, having that conversation with that buddy of mine, we somehow gravitated towards, wouldn't that be cool if you had your own walk-up music to the tee box like you do in baseball? And so he was sharing some of his experiences and stories, and really cool to get in detail on that. And I was like, yeah, if we could, if there's a way to wear our music, in a way to where it was just for your personal space, the group of people that you had near you, and didn't get in the way of any golf or other activities, that'd be really cool. So after that conversation, our round was finished, I was dead set on trying to find something that I could buy and then wear it when we played golf, and hopefully have the perfect walk-up song to the tee box that would allow me to play better golf than I play today. And so I couldn't find anything. I was looking Amazon, Google searches, anywhere and anything, and I found some portable speakers that you could clip onto things, and I was like, okay, but that's really where it started, the vision of what would this look like and how would this work kind of mentality. And so ended up after weeks and weeks of trying to find something that would work with the idea that I had, I couldn't find anything that was of what I was envisioning. And so very, very fortunate to have a close friendship with one of the original sharks from Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. And so we get a chance to go and play golf every once in a while. And it was shortly after I had this idea and kind of doing some research. And I knew a lot of the questions he was going to ask me, so I wanted to do my homework. So did my homework, and I was like, hey, I had this idea, Kevin. I don't know where to go from here. Just wanted to, you get pitched all the time of ideas, just wanted to get, your thoughts on this. And so he asked, a lot of questions, and was like, okay, well, would this just be a golf product? How would it work? Where would you envision this being used if it wasn't a golf product? And is there anything else in the market like it? And so, kind of getting through all of those questions, and he's like, yeah, I think this is a really interesting and cool idea. And so he introduced me to some gentlemen that he works very closely with, entrepreneurs that reach out to Kevin or that he's introduced to. The Lockers, Mike and Derek, excuse me, Mike and Derek Locker are experienced entrepreneurs who have their own company that they run and have spent 15, 20 years helping entrepreneurs bring products to market. So getting an introduction to them. Also, they asked similar questions and said, yeah, you know what, this is a really interesting idea. And, for me, I'm in, my mid 40s, and I've had ideas in the past, met many of other entrepreneurs who have had ideas and brought products to market, but it's always been kind of in the idea stage. And I said, I feel very passionate about, this idea, knowing that there's nothing else in the market like it, right, wrong, or indifferent, right? And music has also been a huge influence in my life. I grew up in a very musical household. My dad plays a very accomplished guitar and player and singer, and grew up with Beatles songs being played in my house and on the radio, and 60s, music.
Oh my God, you're telling me I'm old enough to be your mother.
No.
And so, because yeah, I did too, and I've known Mike Locker for a long time now, and gotten his opinion on some different products for some of my different inventors too. Super nice folks. And so it's an interesting, inventors that go through the process and have their aha moment, and then go and do the digging around. And a lot of times the inventor, when they're digging around, they really don't want to find anything. So every once in a while, once they give me a call, it's like, nope, you might want to buy that one on Amazon because there's 6 different kinds on there.
Right.
They go, oh darn. So sometimes when they really do go looking and we find stuff, but on those rare occasions when you go looking and you don't find anything, then taking the next steps and going into business mode instead of child mode.
Exactly.
Is like a child. Yes.
It is. For me, it was a huge kind of a mental leap and a leap of faith and a mentality leap of saying, okay, and my motivation was, this is interesting. I've had ideas in the past, and it's like, I don't want to be 10, 15 years from now and, sitting, having a beer with somebody and saying, hey, I had an idea once, and I never took that leap. So it was really more of a kind of a fear of regret, I guess, that kind of helped push me over the threshold of an idea to actually taking action, time, energy, money, and bringing this to life. And right, wrong, or indifferent, it's being a first-time entrepreneur or inventor. Not knowing what I didn't know also helped make that leap a lot easier, because it's difficult. There's a lot of things that you don't know, and you're going to run into challenges and have to figure those out. But I'm very glad that I did. And the Lockers, having Harrington as kind of a sounding board, and the Lockers to really make that introduction to a really amazing prototype and design team in Minnesota, was able to start working with them. And it took put a lot of time and energy into the product, because one, it's my baby, right? And I wanted to produce, make something and create something that I was proud of, and it was very intentionally thought out and designed, and had a lot of features and functionality, even though a lot of times it's not features and functionality that make a product successful or not, but really wanted to make sure that it was a high quality product that any customer or anybody that was looking to be a customer would be excited and proud to own. And so it's about 18 months. We went through, here, I'll show you something really quick here. The prototype and design process. We came up with some Frankenstein molds, but very quickly, wanted a belt buckle speaker that attached to the belt and was able to magnetically be attached and removed to give the product more functionality. So when you're not wearing the speaker, we have a faceplate that magnets on, and you wear it just like a great normal any everyday belt. It has a stretchy structured elastic, and designed it to fit up to a 56-inch waist, where you could cut and size it so that it fits perfectly and still has the ability to adjust. So very easy to size it to your perfect, to your size today, but allow you to adjust in and out depending if it's the holidays and you need to adjust it out a little bit, or it's during the summer months and you've slimmed down from all of the pies and holiday parties to be a really nice fitting belt.
You're not selling the buckle, you're selling the entire belt.
Right. So it's so what comes with the Bumpin Belt. So this is our packaging. Wanted to create something that was compact and packaging. It is the Bluetooth speaker that. Sorry here. Bluetooth speaker that is waterproof, IPX6 waterproof, rechargeable, has a over 7-hour battery life. This is the form factor. So if you can see here from our original design, it's quite a bit smaller. Wanted to make the form factor so that it was lightweight. It's about a little over 2 ounces, so very, very lightweight and compact, so it didn't feel like it was bulky or got in the way of any activity that you're doing. So the speaker sounds amazing for its form factor, but this speaker is really meant for music in your personal space. It's not going to be the loudest speaker that you own. There's a lot of great portable speakers out there that have different use cases, or you want to blast music at a party or at the beach, you're more than welcome to do that. But with this, it's really for your personal space and for the friends and family that you're enjoying that personal space with. So anywhere you want to be hands-free, have music with you, and then share that music in a social setting, or personally doing things around the house, and being able to be aware of your surroundings was really the what I was focusing on, trying to solve a problem in the market. Once you put your headphones in, you kind of are lost to the world with the the earpods that they have now. And also wanted to with the Bumpin Belt, not just create one product that's very niche use case, or is typically kind of geared more towards a male target market, with the belt being the size, the width that it is. It's a little over an inch, and then came up with a very unique design so that you could easily attach the buckle, and then was a very, very flat form, so that when the speaker magnets onto it, it doesn't sit out from your body that far at all. And then if you don't want to wear the belt and you have your gym shorts on, or you have a bag, we have this magnetic clip accessory that clips on and can clip onto any any bag or pair of shorts, crossbody if you want to go for a walk, and be able to listen to music, a podcast, but still be aware of your surroundings. So the Bumpin Belt comes with a speaker.
This segment of Invent America TV is brought to you by SearchQuest Patent Search. SearchQuest provides for a comprehensive patent search that searches the entire world and not just the U.S. Patent Office. Make sure that before you spend those big bucks having a patent written, you've done your due diligence by getting a comprehensive patent search. Use searchquestpatents.com for all your patent search needs. They scour the world for you.
The clip accessory, the faceplate, which we have customized faceplates for corporate and tournament gifting. You can see here laser engraved that one, but also have what comes in the package is has our logo on it, which is like an American flag with the Bumpin Belt logo there, and then the charging cable and belt. And so that was the first product we launched. It's called the Bumpin Belt, and we're working on a tumbler that we're really excited about, which is in the drinkware. So here's a 3D sample prototype that we have, and intentionally designed this product so that the same speaker is received into the side of a Yeti style double wall stainless steel tumbler magnetically. So intentionally designed product that receives the speaker, and then when you use this, you can put the cup into a cup holder, and it doesn't impede on the sound that's coming out of the speaker. As well as you put it on the ground, you're not going to get your speaker dirty. There are some cups on the market today that have a speaker on the bottom, and that's kind of been the drawback I've found from using the one that I've purchased. I think my wife gets a little frustrated at me, because if there's any micro audio speaker product on the market, I buy it and take it apart. I buy two of them, one to listen to and test, and the other to take apart and look at it. So
Right.
I've learned a lot more about micro audio than I ever thought that I would do. So, but
Let
it's
me
been a
ask
fun journey.
Yeah, let me ask you a couple of questions then. So why is the speaker in the buckle, all right, better than just listening to something on your phone?
Right. So the speaker is louder. It has more um, the audio quality and sound sounds better than your phone. And then with the speaker itself, we have controls on the top of it for you to change the volume up, down, go to the next song, as well as a microphone built in so you can take a quick phone call, as well as change to, we have 4 gigs of memory so you can download a playlist into your speaker and then not have to be tethered to any Bluetooth device. Yep, the phone is a very convenient, tool that everybody has, but this is a way, if it's in your pocket or in your bag, you can keep it there and still listen to music and be be in an environment where it can sound a better quality sound and share that music with others a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anybody that wants to wear their phone. Yet I know lots of people who lose their phone because they set it down someplace. So, while they're listening now, they can, leave their phone in their purse, in their pocket, whatever, and be able to still be connected with, either the bump and belt or, like you said, you can actually take it off and use it on a backpack, use it on a purse, use it on a pair of shorts. You don't have to have a belt. Right?
Correct. And with the back being flat and the magnet being on the back, it also magnets to anything metal. So for instance, in golf, I predominantly will have this magnetically attached to the cart, and that's where I spend about 60-70% of the round. It's there listening to music, and then I'll take that, pop it onto my belt buckle when I go up to a tee box, and I'm really feeling like I'm going to hit a great drive on this one and get the right song that I want to listen to and have my walk-up music to the tee box. And scientifically proven, I hit the ball longer and straighter every time I'm listening to the right song for that occasion. So there's
Yeah.
been times I've listened to it's not the song, it's not the right song, and I end up hitting it into the rough or out of bounds. But it's really it's a product that I passionately have spent over 3 years now, from design to launch, and trying to get this out on the market through our Shopify store, Amazon. We're on Walmart.com, retail, as well as corporate gifting and golf tournaments for tee gifts. And it's just been an amazing experience of, a lot of folks will come up and like, I've never seen anything like this. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And some will say, hey, this is not for me. This is not a product that I'll buy. I don't know why you would need it, and that's okay. It took me a few months to kind of develop a little bit of a thick skin to that, because when you're so close to a product, especially come up with the idea and go through all that long nights and weekends to develop, you get a little protective of it. And the reality is that not every product's for everybody, right? So
there were a lot of people that did not need a pet rock. I never bought a pet rock, but they certainly sold a bunch of them. So, you're right. Not every product is for everybody. And I run into that as well. When I've got inventors that want to show me their products, like, okay, I can see where this is a marketplace. I would not have one because I don't need one,
Right.
where I live. But, if I was living, someplace else, definitely. So, yeah, that's one of the things that we keep in mind. So where can someone find you right now?
So our website is Bumpin Brand, BRAND.com, and also on Amazon. If you search a bump and belt, that's the name of the product, and then Walmart.com as well. But typically, our website is the easiest way, or Amazon. Hop on there. Everybody shops on Amazon these days. So, so yeah, that's kind of how I got to this place. And again, if a bump and belt is not for you, I get it. But if you're interested in, really my passion is sharing music and having a shared experience and being able to do things and kind of be a little aware of your surroundings. This is it's a fun product and a great belt as well. So if you're not listening to if you play golf, in the morning and want to listen to your bumping belt and then take the speaker off and put the faceplate on and go to a restaurant, it's very versatile. I'm really excited too about the tumbler. I think that that opens up the market for a little bit more for male and female interest, as well as boating, beach, going to a park. And I'm not sure about you, but I think in our household we have about 40 different tumblers, Yeti tumblers and Stanleys, and they're everywhere these days, drinkware. So excited about that being something that could get people excited and say, yeah, I do want to listen to music when I go out on the beach and have something that's portable and easy to carry with me, versus having to take a bulky portable speaker and remember to throw it in your bag. So that's we're getting excited about.
My son-in-laws know they always get new inventions for Christmas, and this will definitely be on the list.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
It was so funny last year because my husband actually got some new coasters, and we ended up taking that inventor with us to ASD Market Week, and he had them in his Christmas stocking as a Christmas gift. So, everybody's like, it's like, we might be able to see what we're going to get by going to the website and taking a look. So we will have your website on our website. All of that will be posted next week. And we are looking forward to working with you to get the product licensed. I've already got some ideas on some good contacts out there.
Fantastic.
And we will be working with you to, get that done. And, with licensing, you've got bigger reach faster when somebody else takes over all of it. And for most of the products, that's the best way to get it out there. And then somebody else fights the product liability insurance in case someone thinks, oh, this is really cool, let's knock it off. And
right.
The
and we, having a utility patent on the belt, that was a difficult and exciting part of bringing this product to life, and there's so many different facets of the product creation, and then that is a whole nother universe than once you do have a product to market and sales and distribution and how to effectively talk to your potential customers, and I think one of the hardest things that for me starting out was, I spent so much time and energy in creating this and know everything about it. How do I effectively communicate that so that you can, one of the things was really interesting is being at a conference or at a show and someone saying, wait a minute, I've heard there's this belt buckle speaker, and their idea of what it is and what it can do and the quality and form factor and all of the features and functionality of it were completely different than what I've intentionally built into the product. So being able to share that, and it was this little bit of an educational, always this educational threshold of going like, oh, wait a minute, oh my gosh, I just thought it was a speaker that just clips onto your belt and like other portable speakers that are on the market. And once they kind of saw the vision and what I had created, it was like, oh wow, this does way more than I thought it was going to do. I can download a playlist and not have to have my phone, and then being able to touch it and feel it and listen to the sound quality that comes out. It was very cool to be able to see the enthusiasm from folks that would come and talk to us. And one of the all-time coolest moments so far has been, I went to on a work trip up north and had the ability to play at a really nice golf course that was on my bucket list called Whistling Straits. So I went out there, it's a work trip, and so before the round, I was just taking some pictures, and I see a group of guys that were on a guy's golf trip from Chicago, and the buddy of mine that was on the work trip with me was like, hey, you guys like to play golf and go on golf trips, you should check out a product he just invented called the Bumpin Belt. And they all were like, oh my gosh, that is too funny. The guy that is coming up on the 18th green on the 18th hole right now has one and is wearing it, listening to music on the golf course. You have to meet him. So I was like, what? My product out in the wild, someone I've never met, I don't know, is wearing, found us, bought the product, is wearing it and enjoying it, and seeing that in real life was really cool. So that was a really cool experience.
It is. It is. And with that, we are going to let everyone know we are going to have you back on the radio because I picked up 3 or 4 other topics that I could have you on. I
Oh,
guess
fantastic. Yeah, I would love to. And
we're going to
the good,
get it
bad,
out
and the
there.
ugly. I'll share it all.
All right. All right. Eric, thanks so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. And you know what? We've got a lot more to talk about. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Rita. Take care. Bye, everybody.
If you're an inventor or you know an inventor out there who would just like to be able to have a conversation with other inventors, join the Inventors Roundtable. It's free. The meetings are virtual, so you can be anywhere in America and talk to another inventor. And for a lot of folks out there, understanding the process, being able to ask questions, getting good service provider information is critical to the inventing process. So, got questions? Want to join? It's free. inventorsroundtable.org.
Gear Tracker, and we're going to tell you about how our tags and apps work today.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for being with us. We are, wanting to share with everyone across America, what your product does, how you came up with it, what was the aha moment, and, where people can go and get them. So you're on.
Absolutely. Well, let's see. How we came up with the idea was initially our daughter had lost 3 pairs of mittens in the month of January, and she's in elementary school. And of course, when the herd of children from elementary come in from recess, they don't have lockers, so they go to hang up their clothes. Things get dropped on the ground, and a kick here and a kick there, and we lose stuff easily. And so anyhow, we went through 3 pairs of gloves in the month of January. And that began to add up dollar signs. And I looked at Floyd and I said, this has to be like a problem for everybody. We're not the only ones. I said, and what can we do to help the situation, help families?
Absolutely. The funny part of that is that, I've heard you tell that story, and I wanted to, when we were on the radio, everything is, time strict. And, but here we're doing video and we can share, it's a little bit more flexible. But the funny thing was that in January, I went with my grandson who lives in Utah. It gets cold and snowy there, and went to the school with him and his dad to a science presentation thing in the evening. And the first thing we saw when we went in was all the lost and found. It's like every parent walking in the door, going through the table with the lost and found. And so when I hear you tell that story, it's like, oh my God, that is so true. Anybody in an elementary school, they're a little bit more, finesseful, I guess. When you get in high school, nobody wants to admit that they put their gloves down.
They have their lockers too,
Well, that is true. That is true. And in elementary school, all they've got is a big box in the counselor's office. And so, yes, so apt. With my husband, it's laying down his glasses.
Oh, yes.
And I'd even tell you how many pairs of glasses we have bought in the last year. Fortunately, we can go down to, the Dollar General and get the reading glasses, but then he takes them off so we can see where he's going. And sets them down.
So we just came up with, we decided what would be the best technology to use to help with the situation of returning lost and found to its owners immediately. So when you find something, you pick it up, you can check the tag and you can see that you can scan it with the app, you read it, and it'll tell you immediately the information that the owner has supplied. And they can pick and choose. But like school, for instance, it'll have the grade. So 2nd grade, it'll have the kid's name, Nora, teacher, Mrs. Smith. That, obviously you can have the school name on there, but they won't need that when they're finding it in that school. And then they can just bring it directly back to that child in that classroom instead of tossing it in the lost and found and hoping that a parent can make it after school or before school or whenever that situation, permits to come and look for it.
Yeah, it's so simple to use. You download the app, and then you take your tags and you create your information for the tags on your application, and then you write the information to the tag by just touching your phone using NFC technology, the same technology you'd use to wirelessly pay using your phone. And they would write that information to the tag, and then if you find an item that's lost, all you do is open the app, you touch it to the back of the tag, and it gives you all the information of that tag and users that they're willing to share. And it's
and then it gives you the option also of allowing you to text message the person or call them or email them, whichever their preferences would be. And then it also sends a direct notification to the owner saying that, your tag has been read.
Okay.
And it'll even tell you whatever
Yeah.
the tag is for, the tag name. So if it's a backpack, Christy's backpack, or Nora's lunch bag, or hockey stick, pickleball, fishing gear, band instrument, whatever that might be.
So
jacket.
The finder of the lost item is notifying the owner of the lost item, or the parent,
Correct.
that they
It's
have
instant
found.
notification. As soon
Yeah.
as you scan it, it sends them a notification that your item's been found. And then as you're scanning it for the finder, you can just click text or call, and so you can instantly let them know. But another nice feature for organizations like schools or golf courses is that you can just enter in your organization name, and when you sign or when you scan the tag, it sends that owner that same notification, but it simply tells them
Like,
who the organization is that found it.
your puddle
So-
is at, Bass Lake Golf Course.
And so as a pro shop, you wouldn't need to reach out beyond just scanning the tag. You can imagine a person who lost their club, or maybe they didn't even know they lost their club, and they get an instant notification on their phone that their pitching wedge has been found by, Bass Lake Golf Course. And like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know I lost it. And so they could simply just go to the golf course and pick up their lost golf club.
Yeah, and then it prevents the golf course from having to take the time as well of calling and, confirming and asking that person to come in. Same with the schools. Instead of calling the parents, or, well, you wouldn't half the time, you don't even know. They just toss it on their tables or in their bins, and then they send out like an overall email to the parents saying, here's our lost stuff.
Here's the picture
Is
and
anything
everything.
familiar?
Right. Here's the pile of stuff we've got. Would you come through and look if anybody's missing anything? So
Yeah.
So you've got, a school, all right, and someone in the school or the teachers would just download your app to their phone. And so when they find something, a leftover lunchbox, they scan it, the information goes right to the parent. John left his lunchbox here, whatever,
Yep.
or, the gloves or the coat or the backpack, wherever. Same thing with golf
Yep.
course. The golf course would download the app. And so whoever was in, the club would then text and say, okay, we've got your golf club. So anybody, it's more of a tool for the finder,
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
really. So
Yes.
all of those places that have lost and found, it's like, here's your app. So a good reseller of
So much time and money saved, because they have to try and find stuff at the end of the year. The schools and the golf courses, or whatever organization it very well may be, still has to find something to do with all that gear. They have to get rid of it. They can't just hang on to it forever, and understandably so, But if we can get it back to the people that own it, that would be great, and then prevent them from having to spend even more money or time and effort trying to resupply.
Yeah, I mean, everything on them tables is lost and found. There's been money that has been purchased.
Those things are expensive.
Oh, absolutely. For a PTA, it's a wonderful tool for them to be able to get it out and say, okay, here, teachers, we want you to have the app here. Kids and parents, we want you to have, these trackers, so that we're not, getting all the stuff lost. But then it's a great tool for any place that has a lost and found, whether it's a hospital or a golf course, an old folks home. It's like, okay,
it's
absolutely.
It's endless how it could be used.
We've had nursing homes discuss the importance of taking their remote controls, because the elderly will walk out of their rooms with them, like the Alzheimer's wing or whatever, and they will leave them somewhere, set them down, and then they pick these remotes up, and they're like, whose TV does this go to?
Right. Yeah.
There's so many options.
It's a wonderful tool, and it's kind of looking at the find from a different point of view, whereas parents say, okay, well, where'd you leave this? And the kid says, I don't know. And there's nothing on it, way to track it. That type of Bluetooth technology is expensive. And so
it is, as the GPS.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Correct.
is
and we wanted something affordable
to help the loser that be able to find back their stuff.
Yes, and it's affordable. We have 10 packs, and so the 10 packs are, less than the cost of one, like, GPS tag, like an Apple tag or a Tile or whatever those might be. So you can cover all your stuff at once, and obviously it's not your stuff like your keys that you might, want to find instantly with a GPS tracker.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Well, the collars, you know, that you put on a dog, those are like 150 to 200 bucks a piece if your dog is running and you want to Bluetooth it and find out where in the heck it is. You know, there's times when the Bluetooth costs more than the item you're trying to find. So this is a really great kind of reverse way of keeping track of stuff.
Yeah, so this is all the misses in the marketplace, you know?
Yeah, it's a little help
for everything else.
for parents, for schools, for, you know,
Very affordable.
Yes, yes.
and then we also made it editable, so it can grow with your family or change as you change. If your information changes, your address, your number, you know, your kid's teacher or their grade, you can go in and edit the tag and it can move with the child. Or if you have a pair of golf clubs or some kind of equipment that you want to transfer down to your children. Right. It's just it's too easy. And we you know, we purposely, and we worked hard and strived hard for that to make it so everybody can just simply scan and go.
I think it's wonderful that we've got something for the finder of stuff. You know, a classic place is going to be the Walmart. All right.
Yes.
It's amazing how often something gets just left, you know. So all of these stores have got these, well, let's go look and see in the bins, and they pull out this huge bin of leftover stuff.
Well, theaters is another big one.
Yeah, exactly. I know that was where a lot of the different dog tags, because, you know, the dogs would lose their tags like crazy. And so when you think of kids running around, hello, it's not a surprise that they drop stuff, lose stuff, and now you are either replacing it or you've got a wonderful person out there that says, we found it. You can come get it anytime.
Right. Now, the only catch with this is, like, depending on which phone you have, it'll be different what you have to scan hold the tag to. Like on the Apple phone, a lot of times it's located that the reader is on top of the phone. And then like on your Samsung, your
Android phones, they're more towards the middle back of the
reader is towards the middle back of the phone. So that's the only, you know, thing you have to kind of find that feel where your phone has its reader. But other than that,
we are going to jump to assume that you will know, based on your phone and the way you like to use it, you will know where the reader app is.
Yes.
So anyway, thanks you guys so much for being on. We are looking forward to getting this out there for you and letting everybody know where they can get this. Where can they get it?
Oh, get it at geartracker.com.
Excellent.
And if you're looking for some golf tags, they're on amazon.com as well.
Excellent.
And then we have social media too: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on them all. So
all right.
Like us.
That's great. So no, we are going to be posting this out and posting links where folks can go and get it. And we are looking forward to working with you guys and getting this licensed. Absolutely.
Oh, excellent. We are so excited. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful Easter.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for joining us today. We will be back next week with more stories on getting products from mind to market. We will have new inventors and industry experts. So join us and have a wonderful week.